This is James Helder for IFL TV in association with Matt Clinch Gym Marbella. I'm in Islington today for the press conference of the show. With me, I've got Billy Joe Saunders, right, Bill?
I'm good, mate. First of all, I noticed you put a bit of beef on.
I noticed you've lost a little bit of beef as well.
A bit of beef, mate, but you've put a little bit on.
Would you recommend for my current situation of beef?
Stop eating beef.
Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. First and foremost, we saw you and Chris Eubank Jr. coming together again. There's always fireworks when we put you two in the same room. How does this animosity still carry on even now?
Listen, I just... do you know what, James? I just generally just don't like him. I know you don't like me neither. But listen, what can you do? I've beat him. Listen, it's always going to be arguments if we're in the room or we're out on each other's way. It's always going to be... We're not going to say nothing nice about each other anyway, are we? But yeah, so I'm pleased the date's been announced, 9th of May. You know, to get my head on it now and, you know, get down to hard steaming work now.
I mean, you must have one eye, obviously, on the world title fight going on. Andy Lee defending against Peter Quillin. Massive fight in New York at the Barclays Centre. First and foremost, how do you see that fight playing out?
Yeah, you know, it appeals to be that fight. Obviously, I got the winner, so, you know, I think that Andy Lee's up against it. He was up against it with Korobov and pulled it off. I really do think that it's a 50-50 fight. Being out in the States favours Quillin more, but Quillin's never been hit on the chin. You know, Andy can punch. He's never been hit on the chin. He's never been put in the trenches. I really do think Andy can pull it off, but it's a real pick'ems fight. It's a 50-50 fight.
Who would you rather fight, the winner out of those two? Who would you prefer to fight for a world title?
It's a hard question because it's all about business. It's all about where you're going to get the most money from. Me and Andy Lee, I think that will generate a massive fight from both of our backgrounds. So really, I'm really rooting for Andy to win. But like I say, he's up against it, but he's not up against it opponent-wise. It's a 50-50 fight. But, you know, he's in the backyard, really, of Quillin, so he needs to pull something out the bag, and I think he can do it.
You made a comment here that if Frank was to double your purse for your world title fight, you would fight Chris Eubank Jr. before going ahead for a world title. How serious of a comment was that, or was that just in jest, Bill?
No, I would. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm in boxing for a business. Now, we boxed for the #1 spot, for the WBO spot. I beat him. I was really #1, but I gave a chance and still beat him. You know, and I'm cashing out. I'm earning a nice few quid. But obviously stepping aside and, you know, fighting 90 days later for the world title. And, you know, it's serious money, James. And, you know, if Frank's going to say to me, oh, I'll double it, not a problem. I'll fight him May 9th. No problem whatsoever. Let's get it on.
You seem to have a real respect for Ronnie Davis. We always see you making time and making comments about the work he does and stuff. Do you think he gets enough respect within the Eubank camp?
To be honest with you, personally, myself, I think that they treat Ronnie Davis very, very bad. I think they treat Ronnie Davis like shit, to be fair. You know, I think that, you know, they should show the man more respect, one, because of his age and, you know, for what he's done in the game. But I think you get young fools running up and down and making him do this, do that, not really listening, telling him to shut up in the corner. You don't talk to a trainer like that. If you don't agree with something in the corner, just, all right, sit down and be quiet and think, I'm still going to do my own thing there. But not, you know, try to embarrass someone in the corner.
What did you think of Chris Eubank Jr.'s performance against Dmitry Chudinov? Obviously, he won the WBA interim title, a belt you didn't speak too highly about, but first and foremost, what did you think about his performance against Dmitry Chudinov?
Well, what I've seen of it, I was watching bits and watching, he was getting caught with a lot of shots. And really, you shouldn't really be getting caught with that sort of opposition. Well, I say that opposition, he's not down there, but who was he boxed? Who was Chudinov boxed really of note? Patrick Mendy got a draw. Max Maxwell lost. I won by 1 point. You know, if I boxed Chudinov and I didn't win every single round, I wouldn't be happy with the performance.
Do you think that the Spike O'Sullivan would have gave Chris Eubank Jr. a test had we got everything sorted out and that fight would have gone ahead?
Let me tell you, I've been in with Spike, and if that fight gets made, he could be in trouble. Chris could be in a lot of trouble. Because if Spike hits him, it's definitely game over. 100% it'd be game over for him.
Coming back onto your world title bid, would you be expecting to fight in the UK for a world title? Are you insisting on Frank trying to get you that home advantage? What is the logic behind this, Bill?
Listen, I've been boxing all my life. If I've got to go to end of the earth for the world title, I'll do it. If I've got to fight on Mars, I don't care. As long as I get my chance, and I've got it. And I've worked hard for it. You know, if Andy Lee wins, you know, which talks Dublin, football stadium, You know, whatever suits us both, what's best for both of us. I'm sure we'll do. If Peter Quillin wins, it's obviously going to be America, and obviously we'll all want home advantage, but if I've got to go to America, so be it. Cal Brook done it, you know, Darren Barker done it, even though he boxed an Australian, but, you know, there's people, English boxers have gone out there and done it, and, you know, it's the hard way, and I think that it'd be a nice way to top it off to win it the hard way, but I would love home advantage.
Last but not least, I'd like to talk to you a little bit now about Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, the biggest fight going on in boxing at this moment in time. First and foremost, glad it's been made, Bill?
Well, I heard that Manny Pacquiao's pulled out, but they've put in Robin Deakin and Floyd Mayweather now to even the odds out a bit. Robin.
If you had to pick a winner, being in all seriousness, I'm not including Robin Deakin, between Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, what would your prediction be for that fight, Bill?
People's going to say, oh, he's mad. But I'm going for a Pacquiao win, mate. Speed, foot, fleet of hands. He can throw like 10 punches in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? He's that fast. And Mayweather's good. And I think Mayweather's going to try and use his speed use Pacquiao's speed against his own self, sort of thing, like count him as he's coming in, move out. But I think that Pacquiao will take it on points.
I think there's an argument for how they got on against mutual opponents, looking at records.
Not really, because, you know, they say clash of styles and, like, styles make fights, but I really do think that Pacquiao's going to pull it off. But you can't really compare opponents because they're two different fighters. One's a southpaw, one's an orthodox, one's a box fighter, and one's a complete boxer. So not really.
Billy Joe Saunders, thank you for talking to me, mate. I really appreciate it.